Hi everyone, I'm Mother Mary of the Second Coming. This is Seraphic Deliverance, episode 36. It's quite a short one. I just wanted to record it so I don't have to think about it anymore. So the Lord's Divine Court cases, I always talk about what happens during the day. If there's anything interesting, I'll log it. It's usually just details that stick with me because otherwise I don't have a really brilliant memory of everything that happens. It's just like highlights. It's usually highlights. And I called this episode a thank you because it's something that happened today. I think it's the first time somebody said thank you to me, so it's like, wow, something's going on. So yeah, I decided to just call it that. So I'll start with the prayer. Heavenly Father, help the chosen ones to remain true to your word. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Doing the cross sign on oneself is a symbol of heart-mind coherence, and that is something that the Lord achieves for you. So whenever you connect with the Lord, however you can, whether in thought or just chit-chat with Him or just anything, whenever you think of Him, He's right there. And He knows what you're doing. He knows you're thinking of Him. Because He's consciousness. So whenever you are shifting your consciousness towards Him, He will respond in whatever way He believes you will receive Him. So the higher the consciousness you are, the more you can receive from Him. So the more you connect to Him, the more you grow spiritually. So, and when I say connect to Him, I don't mean robotic prayers. It's kind of boring for Him. He wants people to be genuine and to talk to Him about whatever, anything. So whatever comes to your mind that you might want to talk to Him, because He's your Father. Remember that you are reborn of Him by having His Eucharist, so His flesh. You only find it in the Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Church, and this is what I have on the right side of the screen. It's the wafer that only the anointed priests in the true churches can actually gift you with. So they call the Holy Spirit. The wafer is blessed, and you receive it because you ask for it, obviously. If you ask for it and you don't receive it, then that's a problem, and it has happened to me 4 times with the same priest. So obviously he's cuckoo. But nobody should ever have to experience anything like that. He just had problems after problems with his understanding and not accepting the truth, not accepting the Lord's authority over him, and all kinds of things like that. And I've mentioned them in the previous episodes. I know everything is in pieces because they're logged as they happen. I don't always review everything from each case. I don't always regurgitate information about the people. I just give you like a heads up or kind of like a summary of what happens, just in case you experience something similar or you want to talk about it. Like I said, my email address, I should just have it here, shouldn't I? Master Sophia Christ at gmail.com. Right, so if you have questions or you want to talk to me or you just, I don't know, whatever, just write to me. You can do that. I have comments blocked on my YouTube channel because I don't need people disturbing or contradicting me, because I have enough of that face to face. So yeah, it's just something I do. It might change in the future. It might not. I don't know. Obviously, this is a 12-year ministry that I'm working on. Soon I'll be joined by my betrothed, you could say. So Saint Joseph will join me, just not yet, probably in a month's time. But before that, I will not know how else I can proceed with how I run things. So I don't think any of the things I'm doing right now are actually that important. I'm mostly being focused on me being tested by the Lord, like what's my limit, and how far can I go with obedience and stuff like that. And he already said that he's never going to push me too far. So it's all just going to be a match to what I can achieve, actually, and not a match to how I can kill myself trying. So yeah, I never have expectations. It's not my plan, it's the Lord's plan. So I'm just trying to be receptive to whatever he wants me to do. And it's like I said, I think with his thought in a way. So it's like I'm kind of more embedded into him than anybody else in the world. So and that's why it's taken me a long time to understand how he might communicate with me, right? And I explained the whole progression of things, but it's mostly a thought form. It's a thought form or any symbology I'm aware of. He might need to show me that, and I'll understand it. He had me study a lot of symbology because I hated it. It always felt like it's too much. It's like, why can't we just speak in a proper English? It's because in the past, humanity was actually more evolved. And as we descended more and more into hell, I'm not so much included in that but I'm just trying to kind of pat you on the back. So what happens is, as humanity descended lower and lower and lower in consciousness, it stopped understanding the symbology. That's why me being born in this kind of society that has almost no symbology and does not understand anything metaphorical, almost literally. You might understand 1% of metaphors, but what I'm trying to say is that I had to study symbology for quite some time to actually be at home with it and not reject it so much. So if I ever need to observe something that it's a symbol for something, the Lord will point it out to me. But at the moment, it's more of a hanging there type of existence at the moment. So I'm just like plodding along, trying to accept everybody's garbage, not judge too much. When I'm in person, I don't judge much. I do a review afterwards, which is what I'm publishing, so that you understand how I perceive things from my human perspective as well. But when I'm face to face with people, it's more of a receiving. I receive all their garbage. I receive it all. Of course, I try to redirect their minds by explaining the actual truth. But so far, people have not been interested in the truth. They just want to spill out their garbage at me, so which is okay because it's part of the process. And I have to understand that these things are not personal to me. It's just the way people think. It's their garbage. It's nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. Even that is a transition on its own. So yeah, there is no reason for me to take anything personally. But I can explain to you how I see it. I can definitely pinpoint what's wrong, what's disturbing the ambience, where people do not have the consciousness to pinpoint the truth. Why don't they have it? Why some things are repetitive, and why some people have so many things in common with each other. They don't even know that, but I'm observing everything. So I'm like piecing everything together and thinking, wow, these people are literally repeating the same thing, even though they are different from each other. They live in different places. They eat different food, but they think the same. It's like being robots painted in different colors, but they're still robots, So yeah, I'm definitely observing a lot of things. It's interesting. I wouldn't say I'm into psychology. I would say more like I'm into fixing problems, because psychologists don't actually fix any problems, because the problems are connected to the Lord. When you want to fix a problem, you connect to the Lord, and He gives you the truth, and He heals you because He lives through you. So unless you connect to Him, you're not healed. going to psychologists, psychiatrists, anybody that calls themselves an expert at anything will never give you the truth, because the truth is actually much bigger than they can actually cope with. The truth is the Lord. The truth, the way, and the life is the Lord. The Lord gives you the life. The Lord takes it away. The Lord can fix you. Whatever I had to go through so far was so that I'm more enlightened, so I'm more fixed, more on point, more understanding what's going on, and not having this need to control situations. Even not accepting people's garbage is a type of control as well. So me contradicting you doesn't mean that I'm not accepting your garbage. It just means that I can transform it. So I can pinpoint what's wrong inside of you. And there's a difference, because just denying somebody said something, it's not the same as explaining to them why they're wrong. It's literally not the same thing, right? So when you're just denying somebody, you're not accepting any other input. You're just denying. And this is what people do to me. They don't accept input. They just deny. That is a basic consciousness. That's a low consciousness. That is somebody who hasn't got much going in their lives. They're not connected with the Lord. As you ascend in consciousness, which is only going to be in connection to the Lord, because He's the one training you all the time, whether you realize or not, He will heal you. If you do His will, He will tweak you inside, your insides, your body, your genetics, your everything, because He made it. He made you. So you're unique based on your glitches, based on what you accept and what you reject that is actually true. So everyone who is low consciousness, which is most of the population on this earth, 2/3 will not be accepted on the new earth. 2/3 will not be of any value to the Lord. That's 5.2 billion people will just not exist anymore. So what's happening is, if you want to be healed, if you want to ascend, you must connect to the Lord, because He created you. I didn't create you. But what happens is, because I'm anointed to the highest level, and I'm constantly the Lord is bringing in me more and more understanding of how He operates. Whatever I can achieve now for you, whatever I can pinpoint now for you, will be coming from the Lord, because He speaks through me. And the only reason I can do this mission right now, and I couldn't do it earlier, is because right now I'm ready to address these types of problems. And they're just daily problems. They're just daily distortions, daily, it's what people are made of. I'm looking at your distortions all the time. So everything I look at is your garbage. I see your garbage and I think, okay, I understand what you're made of, how you tweaked yourself, because it's you in your environment. So as you grow up as a kid, your environment will form you in the wrong way, because nobody on earth is actually in their right minds. So this is generational. So it goes from parents to children, parents, children, on and on forever. You're not even supposed to be making children, by the way. No original sin. You're not supposed to be using original sin for anything. So what's happening is, these distortions will forever exist until they stop. So what's happening, the new earth is not like this earth. There are many rules on the new earth. Don't do this, don't do that, don't, like a billion don'ts that pinpoint the sin. They will pinpoint for you the sin that you cannot commit, because you will know the effect of it. Okay, so that is what the new earth is for, to help you evolve to be more appealing to the Lord, to accept Him, to not put conditions on Him because He's all knowing, you're not. But every time I'm speaking, I'm addressing what He wants me to address, and I'm speaking from Him. He speaks through me. And if you're rejecting me, you're rejecting His authority. You're rejecting what He knows. You're rejecting His love, His whole identity. You're rejecting the whole universe. He is the universe. So if you're rejecting the living universe, which is God, which is Jesus, you cannot live in there. You cannot ascend to a higher realm because you're not a match to it. So I'm explaining in this video a little bit more about what's happened today, for example. And I will always pinpoint with keywords the things I'm attaching to you, things I'm not attaching them. You already have them. So I'm observing what you're made of. I will use, for example, because this came to me right now, weasel snake. A weasel, like weaseling around. A snake is kind of like a weasel. So it's metaphor, right? So when I speak about a person acting like this, you kind of have to imagine what they're like, to be there in the same room as them, to understand that their behaviors are not acceptable to the Lord. And when you act like that, He cannot help you because you're kind of like pulling yourself into the darkness and you do not want to be saved. So this is what I'm talking about in my episodes. I'm talking about things you do that reject the Lord and you're not even aware of it. You're not. But I'm watching everybody. And it's always important. It's always interesting. It's always mind-opening for me. So let's say I don't have those traits, but I'm observing them and I'm thinking, this is amazing. This is like, I am surprised I can understand you, even though you're not like me, but I understand you and I can help you return, I'll pinpoint like a billion things about you that are wrong. And a lot of the time is to do with no humility. People have no humility, none whatsoever. They just want to have their say about how they perceive me without understanding me at all, So yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I'm accepting everything from people, but because this is my canvas, I'm telling you what's wrong with you, whoever, it doesn't matter. So anything you think you might spot about yourself or others around you, anything that you're identifying from my stories, hopefully will help you remove yourself from environments like that, or help you understand them better, help you not mingle with them. All of these things are important actually, because I had to separate myself from the world. I had to. And the Lord wanted me to do that. But I never understood that it's important. I never understood why. Why? Because every time you mingle with somebody who's talking shit, for example, who is mean or whatever, it will rub on you. It will rub on you, I promise. Because it's a matching vibration. So whatever you attach yourself to, that, let's say today you might not agree with this guy, but tomorrow you're kind of like desperate for friendship from anybody, and you start to agree with something you did not agree yesterday. Well, that's being bipolar, first of all, because you're in two minds. You've just contradicted yourself. But you've contradicted yourself in a way that you descended, you lowered your guard down. So you always have to analyze what you're doing. That's why monasteries are full, so that you can focus on tiny moments with so much more zoomed in perception. So it's kind of like having a magnifying glass, walking around, looking at every single stone you see. And it will take lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of perfecting yourself most people, because I watched Franciscans not long ago. Last year, I watched quite a lot of Franciscan talks. Um, I got the chance to observe them in their natural environment, but filmed, right? Because they're kind of like teaching from their wisdom and whatever. But I would analyze their skin, their big bellies. I would analyze the words they're using. It's like not too formal, sometimes a bit too pompous, sometimes because everybody's unique. So I'm not saying that everybody's like that. I'm saying that some people have real issues even though they've lived most of their lives in a monastery. But we're all individual. We're all like unique, right? So what I'm trying to say is that I can see your minuses and I can point them out, and I can also give you like a recipe on how to remove them. But I'm telling you, these people who accept correction will be on the new earth, not anybody else. Those who do not accept the truth, do not accept correction, do not accept me for who I am even now, have nothing to do with the future. There is no future for people like that. Anything you deny that is true brings you down lower and lower into the realms. It does not bring you up at all. It doesn't. Right, so I'm going to move on to the Polish priest because this is the third time I meet him and I thought it was interesting. It gave me more opportunity to actually analyze him in different kind of circumstances, which is fascinating, of course. Everything's fascinating to me. I've never actually had to interact with strangers as much as I do now. Strangers meaning people I don't even know their names, right? And that's interesting because obviously all these people I find in the Catholic Churches are my children. They are my children. They're my spiritual children. And genetically, they're my children too because the Lord is born of me, right? And you're eating his flesh. Do you understand the connection? How I am your mother. If you take the Eucharist, obviously. So anyway, because me and the Lord are genetically, obviously, twins. I cannot give you my flesh because I'm not perfect, but he's given you his flesh in the Eucharist. And all of that is tailor-made for you to ascend to higher realms. So his flesh will always eternally be available to those who ascend and are given eternal life. Eternal life means infinite number of incarnations. It doesn't mean that you're going to live in a cloud and be happy all the time. That's not what it means. Eternal life that means that you will serve God forever. And that's work. It's not fancy anything. No, baby. Oh, my cat keeps climbing on my desk to get my attention. He was sleeping just fine. What are you doing here, babes? Baby. I don't want to be rude. Don't attack my legs, yeah? Okay, good boy. Yes, no pulling faces. He's wondering what just happened. She took me off the table desk thingy. Yes, just stay there. Okay? Okay. Because he can jump so high up. He's taking over my desk every day. But only when I sit here. He's not coming to my desk unless I'm here. Everybody wants a piece of me. Interesting. So I'm literally talking about things I didn't even write down. Which is always interesting, isn't it? I might have to listen to this again. I do listen to my recordings again. Because I analyze myself as well. Because whatever comes out of my mouth, it sometimes is not planned. So no. Mm-mm. He's planning something. No. Cookie. Goodness. He's got something on his mind. Probably jumping on the desk again. I don't know. So yeah, I got to observe him for the third time, which I thought was very interesting. Because each time I saw him, he had different reactions. It's kind of like as if he's trying to adjust to my presence, depending on the environment, which is not even funny because I'm always the same. He's not always the same. He's always got a different plan to deal with me. But I'll show you what I mean, because it's the men around him that give him power, which is demonic, by the way. It's demonic. Because if I rely on other humans in my belief that I have authority and power, this is the proof. I am telling you, I cannot rely on anybody for anything ever. Because that is being in 2 minds or 1,000 minds, because you are picking on everybody around you to do different jobs for you that you will not do, which is what this guy is doing. So yeah, it's fascinating. I'm literally being mirrored. Like I'm seeing my opposition, my exact opposite here in this guy. So yeah, it's interesting. So this priest doesn't feel as macho, as a keyword there, when there are no big men in his audience. So yeah, in church, church members. That he can manipulate, watch this, and set loose on me. So he's good at getting men to grab me and kick me out, because that was the first thing he's done when he saw me. But if there's no macho man around, like big man with big muscles, and they're just gonna sort this woman out, she needs a piece of something. As soon as these guys disappeared from the picture, because I saw him 3 times, his power weakened, which is demonic. It's demonic, guys. If you're relying on people to get power, to do what you want, which applied to me in the way that I was kicked out of the church, right? Man. Yeah, so you cannot rely on other people to do your dirty jobs. This time I got up to the altar and said nothing after he left the room. Why did I do that? 1, because I wanted to see how he reacts, because he saw me there, of course, and I only saw him last night, so he knew me now. So 1, I wanted to see how he reacts to that. 2, I wanted to see how people around me react to me not saying anything, because I've never done it before. The only time I did this was when that guy was playing organ yesterday, or whenever it was, and it was on and on and on for another 5 minutes while the church was emptied. And I thought, wow, that was not funny. And then I wondered, what happens if I never say anything? What are they going to say to me? What are they going to pick on? It was kind of like an experiment, because I can speak endlessly, but if nobody wants to hear me, why am I there? I'm obviously still mirroring if I'm not saying anything. And the idea came from another channeling a few days ago, and the guy was saying that people don't know what to think about me because I'm not saying anything. So I was like, well, yeah, I might try that. So yeah, it came from outside of myself days ago. So it's not fresh. It's not from today or yesterday. I just kept it. I stored it to try out. And this time it was interesting because it kick-started conversations with me. It's like I was being quiet, but now people wanted to talk. See? When I'm talking, people don't want to talk to me unless they want to come to me and kind of threaten me or drag me out or insult me. So there will still always be something in some of the places, but not everywhere. So yeah, interesting. Of course, as always, the leeches that didn't agree with my move went behind the wall to notify him of my doings. Because everybody wants him to know what's going on because he's not in the room. And because they think that he has authority above me or something like that. I don't know. So it's just people are used to the priests in the church. They're not used to me. So obviously they're gonna attack me because I'm an intruder and go to mommy, daddy behind the wall to talk to them and see what else they say. Like, give me some orders. You know, that's what people want. They want to be bossed around by somebody. They're not grown-ups. They're completely confused, lost children. None of them actually take action on their own. They go and ask for advice. Imagine if I did that all the time. Running after some dumb human to tell me what to do and say, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm learning a lot just from talking about this. Right, because I wasn't doing much, they had to pick on anything they could label unacceptable behavior on my part. So the conversation with one of the gone off old ladies, it's a cute because she looked gone off. The flesh on her was not sitting right. Excess fat, white hair, and kind of witchy because of the way she talked to me. So yeah, it was all interesting. So the conversation with one of the gone off old ladies revolved around me not being allowed to be by the altar. Wow! That's like news to me. I told her that the Lord positioned me there, barefoot, and I pointed to the statue of me crowned and told her that is me. She continued to say the same sort of thing, that I should come down and maybe go pray with her. Oh, guys, I've heard this one before, actually. So I was like, wow, boring. Or that I could leave the church. You know, she kind of like dished out a lot of living. That was the theme from her. Or that I could go with her to talk about whatever I want to be talking about, but not in the church. Wow. Okay. I repeated that the Lord placed me there and that it is His church, not hers. So I do His will, not hers. I also said that we are already talking and we don't need to go anywhere else to have this conversation because we're fine where we are. So I have to turn things around all the time. It's like they're not open-minded, so I'm gonna give them a version of what else they could be thinking in their little brains. You know, be more open-minded because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just there ready to talk or not talk if you want to talk. And they did talk, actually, about their garbage. Nothing special. So the priest, in the meantime, circumvented the building to show up at the end of the church. He didn't walk past me because that was too much to ask, right? He just went behind the walls, out of the church, and swam back inside at the other end. It's like, that's why I called him a weasel snake. To assess the people's capabilities to do the job of getting me out. Something he couldn't do himself. And he didn't know how to approach me either. He kind of gathered information from others. Interesting, right? It's kind of like doing market research. Nothing seemed to work, so he decided to come and test his own abilities based on what he knew from others. Oh my God, I should put that there. Based on what he learned from all the women who tried stuff but did not achieve anything. Right, so the target was still there, nothing was happening, nothing was shifted. So he decided, okay, you guys tried this, let me try that. Okay, so here comes the pretend macho. He only felt strong, like I said, when big men are in the audience who make the first stance, take the first steps towards canceling my voice, dragging me out. So it's usually physical. So it's men with higher testosterone. I didn't even think of that. Oh my God. Yes, men with higher testosterone. Yeah, it's spelled correctly. Okay. Yes, because this is what's happening. So I've just figured him out. He's a low testosterone man. Oh my God, it didn't even come to me while I was typing this. It just came now. Wow. So he's got a testosterone problem. He came towards me at about 3 meters distance. Very good. Well done. I like that. Proximity. I love that word. Proximity. I got it from the movie. I love that movie. The Island. It's sci-fi that is actually not a sci-fi. It's actually true because yes, they do try and clone people. You should watch it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the reptiles actually they have medical beds, med beds, which is high tech for you, but it's not high tech for galactics. So they can revive a person and fix them from the inside with stem cells. So yeah, Pleiadians use the same technology. Most races use it as well, just to extend life. But the island was kind of hinting at that possibility, so it was pretty cool. It's a cool movie. So he came towards me at about 3 meters distance. The word proximity is repeated a lot in the movie because they don't want people to get sexually involved with each other. So there's always the rule of proximity, which is cool. Actually, it's actually cool. I like it. And said something along the lines of, you know, I can have them remove you from the church. Oh man. Even this phrase says low testosterone. Guys, I'm reading everybody like a book. Okay? So he's telling me, I didn't even put this word down until now, folks, because I'm kind of revising what I already written down, but I'm realizing more. So you know, I know. I think he's basing on prior experience here. You know, okay? Reminding me that I have already been kicked out before. So that's what he's aiming at. He's reminding me of fear. I think he's trying to infer, is that a word? Suggesting fearful effects of his words. Ooh, oh my goodness. So fear, it's a fear strategy. Fear strategy. Gosh, my brain's working better now. I'm getting extra stuff in here. Yeah, fear strategy. With just what he said. So you know, I can have them remove you from the church. Right. He's not saying he will remove me. That's why I said low testosterone. Right? He's not a guy. He's it's kind of understandable because they have to be virgins. But a guy will still be a guy, so I don't know. That's kind of cowardly. Low testosterone, coward. Because he's not using his limbs, his brain, his anything to take action. He's not taking action. Maybe they were instructed not to take action, but he did take action yesterday. He did have his hands on me. So I don't know. I think, again, I'm placing this in relation to other men. So if other men have their grips on me, then he will join. That's fine. If there's no man to grip me, then he's not going to do it either. Fascinating, right? Yes. So I said coward twice. See, I'm concluding the same thing. It doesn't matter how many times I come back to the same text, I will conclude the same way. I said to him that this would be his will, not the Lord's. Wow. Let me explain to you. When I talk to people, I'm so focused. And I'm full of intention, because my intention is always good, but I have to pinpoint what's wrong with them, So I mirror them. I tell them what's wrong. So this is basic stuff. It's obviously his will, not the Lord's will. And I don't even know if that's draining for me. I don't even know. I was tired when I got home, but that was after 3 visits and 4 drives to different churches. One was closed, so it's quite a bit of work, isn't it? And I had to do walking for like 2 hours because of the time between sessions when I have nothing to do. So yeah. So when I said that would be his will, not the Lord's, it shut him down. What? That was so quick. It was just one simple sentence. He was stuck. I also explained that there is a difference between the linear time me and quantum time me, because he was contradicting. He kept saying, denying that I'm the mother of God, as if he knew anything, right? These people don't know. They can't know unless they have the Holy Spirit, unless they are like psychics, yeah? Because if you're psychic, you might receive something. You might receive something. Seriously. They might send you, the Lord might send you to me. I had one. Or you might feel a pleasant feeling around me, But what these people are feeling is the opposite. They're feeling their own egoic self, their own possession, their own demonic possession, right? So that's why nobody's happy around me, because they're too possessed. And even the second church I went to, not the one that was closed, the one after, so 3rd visit, the woman kept going on about reasons why I'm not who I say I am and stuff like that. And the fact that I'm making people unhappy and they have to lock the church because of me. I'm like, well, it's not because of me, because I only lighten up. I point out the demonic in people. So if they're uncomfortable, it's their demonic that is uncomfortable. And the Lord has explained this to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have understood it myself. It's my light. My light is his light. So his light is shining on problems all the time. And I'm telling you here, fear strategies, low testosterone, being a coward, a weasel snake. These are important. These are very important to understand him as a personality, as what his demonic possession is, right? Because he's a priest. But these people don't actually know that demonic possession is constant in everybody's life. Constant. It's constantly there. Doesn't matter how holy you think you are. As soon as I press your buttons and tell you a truth, and you don't agree with it, you're like, whoa, on fire. And no, we don't want you here. It's all demonic. Why would you be rejecting the Mother of God if you love her so much, But you don't know her. I'm telling you, you don't know the Mother of God. Doesn't matter how pretty you make her in your mind and put her on a pedestal. I actually destroy the devil. I crush the head. What does that mean? The devil in you. I'm dealing with you, your demonic possession. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what's happening. That's why I'm being sent everywhere, to mirror you, to show you that you're actually not what you think you are. You're missing pieces of yourself. Where are you? You're all over the place. You're not holy. You're not like the Lord. You're not like me. I'm still growing, but I'm trying to say that you're not even doing the work I'm doing. You can't even start doing the work I'm doing. You haven't got my anointing, so you can't place yourself above me. You can't contradict me. You can't prove me wrong. But these people are constantly saying all the wrong things. If I haven't proven to you so far that I am who I say I am, I don't know what else I can give you, This is a 12-year ministry, so I'm going to keep going But there won't be internet after 3.5 years. So at the end of 2029, that's it. Goodbye. This is all I've got for you. The next phase is to meet me in person if you're across the globe and you've not met me yet and you're worthy. Right? But I won't have as much time for you as I do now. This is a lot of time. I'm giving you a lot of time, a lot of my analysis, a lot of my perception. I'm sharing with you so you understand that what I'm doing now is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just me showing my care for you, right? But if you're not accepting and you don't want to change, you don't want to accept the truth, I can't do much more than this. I can't. I literally can't. It doesn't matter how many times I see you face to face. If you're still reacting the same way every single time, you're not getting anywhere. Yeah, because people do that. People do react the same way over and over and over again. It's like they can't get out of their ditch. Doesn't matter what I say. I have to ascend to the top of the mountain of God to be received in the quantum state and be as powerful as people know me to be. But the Mother Mary, you know, it's from the future. It's me from the future coming back into the past. So if I have a crown, that's beyond 2082. But it's me, just this me. It's not going to be another me. There's just one me. I'm not talking about past lives. I'm talking about this one. Because in this one, I ascend and I'm crowned. I've not been crowned as a human queen before. Human queen, not as in, not as a mortal. I'm not talking about mortal. I'm talking about quantum state. So the queen of humanity, the whole humanity, not just Earth, the whole universe, humanity, because humanity is everywhere. 400,000 worlds in one galaxy, our galaxy. Okay? It's not just on Earth. There's people on Mars. There's people on Venus. There's people on Jupiter. Jupiter cannot be touched by reptiles. Yeah, because Jupiter has higher consciousness. They have wings already. Yeah, so it's cool. 7 density. Jupiter is 6 density, slightly below Pleiadian top of the crop. Because Pleiadians have reached 7 density. Or maintained, well, I think reached back to 7 density. But anyway. So I'm explaining to you why I'm different from myself. Because I'm ascending now. But the Mother of God they know is already ascended. It's already died and resurrected version of me. Do you understand? And I died in 38. And then I'm resurrected after 3 days. It's in the Bible. I'm not even joking. I'm never joking. I don't do jokes. If I call something a joke, it's usually sarcasm. Okay. How is it achieved? The quantum state, to reach it, top of the mountain of God, is done through complete obedience. And only I have been trained to do this job, right? And it's been 12 years of training. 12,000 years of training, sorry. 12,000 years of training. So the Lord did say you will get there years ago when I first asked for a message from baby Jesus. I said baby Jesus because I thought there is that fear of God. So baby Jesus is more like a little version of Jesus. Not like the father Jesus, you know. It's like the baby Jesus. And I expected an answer. I was running at the time, thinking this. I stopped running because nothing came for like a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And then he said, you will get there. In my mind, it was not audible. It was, it's so hard to explain that one. I don't hear it with my outside ears. So the words were in my mind very clear. Yeah, that's probably the best I can do. Yes, that was years ago. And I applied this to everything that seems like a lengthy process. Yes, because if I become impatient, I must just say, I'll get there and just drop it. I usually do that to drop it because I don't like the stress I get from wanting to know more but not getting more, or it's like not being there yet sort of thing. Yeah, so I just have to drop it. Don't worry about it. So yeah, if it's a lengthy process, it's usually you will get there. I'll just say that to myself. The priest had to remove himself from my presence. Wow. So something happened there, right? I didn't do much. I just spoke the truth. I said it will not be his will for me to be removed. I mean, it will be his will, but not the Lord's will. So that was it. That's like, and then I told him about the difference between me and me. It is the same person, but it's the difference is the quantum state, because I've achieved the target. I've reached where I'm supposed to reach, right? So he removed himself, left. I'm sure anyone can piece everything I give you together and understand what I'm saying. The only reason why anyone would not do that is because they do not wish to embrace the truth, which is the Lord of hosts. So the truth is just God. If you can't tell truth from lie, you don't need to tell me you can't. Because all I will do is pinpoint it again to you, and you will still not understand probably. Today were present just old women and a mother with 2 kids who was acting slightly strange, like walking on the edges of the church and changing her mind whether she should be out in the hallway or in the main room of the church. So I watched her and wondered, she seemed like a headless chicken. Yeah, there's a key word there, headless chicken. It was my impression of her. People have such peculiar reactions around me. It wasn't close, it was like 50 meters away, but it's kind of like she was kind of like hiding her movements in a way. It was bizarre. I thought it was a bizarre effect. Her boy was more relaxed and looked my way, so I waved at him. It is sad to see how mothers influence their children demonically by talking behind other people's backs and acting fearfully, because these things, I am observing them, but these behaviors get stored in the child's unconscious, okay, to be reactivated later on in life in many distorted ways. So it creates distortions, but the child is not aware, the mother's not aware, but she's acting in her interest, not the child's interest, not in anybody else's interest. It's just the way she reacted, expressing her own weirdness, distortions, fears, whatever, demonic possession. Demonic possession doesn't mean that you have to be awkwardly destructive or screaming all the time or something like you're completely gone off. That's not it. To have a possession is just to have any sin that brings you to do things that you're not supposed to be doing, that will influence others in a negative way. So the demonic possession is literally inside everybody. I have to become whole and holy, which is literally my ascension. This is my process of becoming perfect for the Lord. I'm not crowned unless I reach target, which is the 12 years of doing what he says. Okay? And I cannot put anybody above him. I literally cannot. I cannot put any priest above him or any police. No one. Not even my cat. I can't even put my cat above him. My cat doesn't. He's gone. He doesn't actually mind me. My cat is obedient. Humans are very unconscious creatures. All they ever do is destroy the Lord's gifts to them, whether they are themselves or their children or whatever. I'm not talking about property and objects. I'm talking about people's conscious selves. They destroy their own consciousness. They introduce unconsciousness and demonic possession, because that's what unconsciousness is. It's just demonic possession, which is You could imagine it as darkness inside you. You don't need to imagine creepy monsters. Just imagine darkness. That's demonic possession. That's why the Lord is holy. That means he has no holes in him, no dark holes. And that's why I portray myself with white and crystal and shiny, because that's me. That's literally me. A clear crystal, right? It does not distort light. That's what it means. So the light is able to shine through me, and the Lord is always encouraging through others. So I receive very encouraging messages from others, and I do make a note of them because I was not raised in a very positive environment. So I have to, like I said, embrace everything everybody's got for me. Yeah, so guys, I can train you to observe all of this. I'm even doing it right now. But you have to kind of slow down, observe other people, and label what's good, what's bad, because that's kind of like an introduction of what you shouldn't or should be doing as well. So if you could observe others for a while, slow down life and just observe, because that's what I've been doing, you will understand more about them and yourself. Why? Because that's consciousness, and that's the Lord. The Lord is always watching. He's inside everybody, so he's eternally watching. And he's not physical, which is why he can be everywhere at the same time. And he can, he created you, so he's the one who can patch you up. He's patching me up. So I'm not perfect because I've not finished ascending. I only just started. But the things I can do right now, it's more than most people can do. So that's why I'm putting it on screen. There was also an African lady in the church. The gone-off old lady went to her to excuse the distraction. I represented to them in church today, because I'm listening to everybody and the garbage they portray me in, I said, that's not piety, folks. Yeah, I don't like how people talk about me in my presence as well. So yeah, very rude. Rudeness, there you go. Plain rudeness. The African lady said she's fine and carried on keeping me company in the now empty church while praying. Well, she was praying because that's what people do usually, but I understand that she wanted to be in my presence. Nobody else wanted to be in my presence. Why is she different? Because she was not rejecting me. I'm not saying that she was talking to me or doing anything in relationship to me, in relation to me. There was no interaction except there was presence, guys. She was present. That's more than the priest could achieve. He was not present. And he tried to insult me by suggesting that he could get his dogs on me. It's like, wow. So yeah, I admired the African lady. Very well done. Just because she stood her ground. She didn't have to do anything for me or with me or say anything or anything. She just didn't act like she was disturbed like everybody else. She didn't leave the place just because everybody else left. That's grounding, guys. Grounding in the Lord. Why? Because she wasn't disturbed by anything. And that woman said to her that, sorry about the distraction, disturbance, the whatever. So the words she used, she already implied that something was wrong when it wasn't. And this lady, the African lady, stood her ground. That's fantastic. It's amazing. It doesn't look like much, does it? But I can see you. It is a lot. It's more than anyone in that church has done so far. Do you understand what I'm saying? Every once in a while, somebody pops up like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, there is something happening. But it's so tiny. Yeah, We need more like her. More like her. Okay? It's just grounding in the Lord, because if you're not feeling affected by something that everybody else is throwing their arms around and acting up and using rudeness and kicking and screaming, yeah, fantastic. I like it. I like the attitude. Just kind of think outside the box a bit, or step back a bit, however you want to see this, because I'm constantly stepping back. I'm constantly wondering, what's in that person's head? What's in that person's sentence? What are they trying to say? Can I turn this around? And I don't actually spend time thinking like that. I'm literally responding. Respond. So it's instant for me. But it's the Lord speaking for me yet again, because we're just vessels. We don't actually have our own consciousness. We're just given the choice of accepting consciousness or rejecting consciousness, which means accepting unconsciousness, right? The opposite of the Lord, because He is the consciousness. So the Lord's creatures are just vessels. That's why I said she was grounded in the Lord. I didn't say she's grounded into me. I didn't say she had anything to do with me. She just did not feel uncomfortable with me around, which is applied to not being uncomfortable around the Lord, because I'm there because the Lord is there. He's taking me places, right? He's expressing from me. And whatever I said, I bet she listened to it, because I turned so many conversations around. And this is what you need to learn to do for yourselves as well, to stand your ground. She didn't have to stand up or anything. She was just sitting, praying, supposedly. Hopefully listening to more than just her own thoughts. But yeah, fantastic. I'm quite proud of her, I would say, because she didn't feel rejected by me. She didn't feel rejected by the Lord's presence in me. And she rejected all the others by staying, right? So I didn't even think of that one. Rejected the others who refused me just by remaining in the room. So this is so simple, guys. But are you watching? Are you understanding what I'm saying? This is simple action. Simple. There was nothing violent. There was no extra comments. There was no... It was peace. Peace. Yeah. I got that from her. Hopefully she got that from me as well. So it was like a peaceful moment, right? I had no problem with people staying, but they didn't. They felt rejected by me just because I was there. So weird. It's their demonic possession that feels the rejection, right? And because they have, the demonic has access to your motor skills, your thoughts, your everything, because you invite them in. They manipulate your body. They make you live in my presence. It's just light rejecting darkness. So the more darkness you have inside, the more you feel rejected by me, right? So you will feel like leaving the room. That's what's happening. So yeah, the priest was more than happy to circumvent and gather up data. So it's like, oh my God, so disappointed with the priests. Oh my God. Yeah, they're not leaders at all. The door at the back was closed so they can discuss the problem I represented to them in secret. That's what I was trying to say. Nothing much happened. I just stood there and addressed them as they came and went. I left as soon as the African lady left, because she was the only one who stood there. So if she was gone, I was gone too. No one got in my way, because last time I was kind of like picked on. The 2 previous times I was there, I was picked on, like grabbed onto, had people talk in my face, being rude. Yeah, it's disconcerting, but it's not affecting me to a level where I'm feeling distressed or too sad or too affected, So yeah, it's fine. it seems that this church can do better and can be more... My cat again. What are you doing, dude? Okay, you can sit in my lap. Naughty boy. Giving me a pat. What are you doing here? Get down. Okay? Are you alright to get down? Because I'm recording, babes. Okay? No jumping. No. Yes. Don't want you jumping or whatever. Don't get funny ideas. No. What else do you want? I've got nothing. I can't give you anything. Ooh, I know. You want this? No? A pine cone. He doesn't want pine cones. I just don't want him to scratch my legs because I'm wearing skirts, dresses, whatever. Don't want to be the scratched up lady. Right. So I thought this church could do better just because the priest didn't seem to have power now that there were no men around, which was so bizarre. One person stuck with me, which was nice. I rejected all the garbage the old lady had, and she did not come back. She just switched lights off, walked around me as if I wasn't there, which is fine. Yes, you can do that. I don't mind. Maybe something sticks to you, a bit of light. Yeah, but she had no more arguments for me, so I thought, wow, that was quick. So that's why I said that this church could do better, perhaps, and be more receptive if there are no Buffy men in the audience. The priest did not take any physical action without them and ran out of verbal steam also when I was given the chance to contradict or educate him, because I did both, actually. I don't know if he understood what I said, though. Yeah, because that's always a problem, right? The more unconscious you are, the more you have the wrong idea of what I'm supposed to represent. Yeah, people have not actually studied me properly. Even if they know about me, they've not actually studied me properly, because the Franciscans would always say that Mother Mary is the scare of the demons, something like that. So yeah, when I show up, the demons flee. But the problem is the demons actually flee with the people. Not good. See, that's what the problem is. I wish people stayed with me so that they don't have those possessions anymore, so they can learn to undo their problems. But at the moment, the demons actually grab the people and get out. Oh no. That's the only frustration, I guess. I said people can be quite thick. What does that mean? It just means that they reject light all the time. They reject light so easily. Easily rejecting the Lord's light coming from me, of course. I wish they were more childlike, pure, unprogrammed, sitting and listening and asking questions, kind of like the police interview, if you will. No one has yet given me a chance to explain my perspective like the police has done so far. That was interesting, wasn't it? Because the police has different ways of dealing with things, so they have to be more open-minded because they have to interview you, they have to record everything you say, they have to give you that chance, equal give and take, whatever. But not everybody is following those kinds of guidelines. On the contrary, I've actually been dealing with the opposite of what the police is like, right? I'm talking about interviewing type of police, not everybody else that says, I'll get you hot chocolate and gives me water. Oh, hilarious. Yeah, so I'm not talking about the guys that want to make you comfortable. I'm talking about the guys that have like analysis based job, where they analyze, behaviors and the things you say and stuff like that. Yeah, I like those guys, right? I like those guys who sit with me and talk and not just act like headless chicken, I guess. That would be the best way to put it. Right, next. A church that was closed. Yeah. How is that impossible? Because I checked on the website. I was like, why is this closed? It was unexpected. I wasted petrol driving homewards to discover that the church that was meant to be open was actually closed, with all lights turned off as well. So this proves that I was right about people not updating their websites with their schedules. I think it's spelled okay. Police suggested that I check who is serving before I visit a church in order to avoid meeting Mr. Deer and crossing their line. Their line. Yeah, because the police made conditions to my release, right? Obviously, it's not their say, but I said, yeah, okay. But this line is not a divine line, but a human line. So yeah, I'm talking about the police. And the Lord said, we change nothing. This is what the Lord had to say about police involvement. We change nothing. Which means probably you'll hear from me Sunday. Which is like the end of this week. It's Tuesday today. So you might hear that I got arrested again. And like I said, this will repeat 4 times. So 1 is done already. I've got 3 more. Guys, you have no idea how I'm looking forward to being arrested. Do you know why? Because that's when this bullshit ends. Because what I'm doing now, it's not hard work. But I will not live here anymore. I don't have to live here anymore after that. And my real mission begins, which means travel everywhere in the world, giving money to people, because there'll be magic money coming into my account as well from the Lord directly. He already stated that for somebody else. I don't need to receive that information personally. I don't. I'm glad somebody else is witnessing the truth, which is fantastic. I love it. So when the Lord sends messages through others, I love it. That's why I'm sharing it with you all the time. If it's something awesome, like, wow, receiving money, magic money. I don't know what else to call it, because it's digital. The whole system is bloody digital, so you can edit digitally anything, if you have the knowledge, of course. But God is omnipresent, omnipotent, seriously. So yeah, I'm looking forward to my 4th arrest. I've only done the 1st. I'm looking forward to the 4th now. So it's like, because this is horrendous what I'm doing right now, and I hate it. I want to be able to commit my time to people who are actually more welcoming and actually get something from me, because all the others are not willing to receive anything. So I'm like, wow, I can't fix you guys if you don't want to be fixed. And there's free will. Free will is real, and it's applied 24/7, every single second of the day. For as long as you live, you've got free will every single second, literally. So I cannot work against you. I just have to give you what I can, and you take it or leave it. The problem is the places and the people around here are not willing to accept any light from me. This is rare. So what happened today, I had 2 good feedbacks from 2 people. Well, that was it. But I've not received that before. So it's like, wow, this is amazing. I'm liking that. So I want more of that. I want more of people accepting the truth. It's not about me. It's about the truth. It's about the Lord. Because if you're connecting to Him, I have less work to do. Do you understand? If you're connected to the Lord and you talk to Him, there's less work for me to do. Because it means you're a grown up. So I'm not babysitting you anymore. You just do your thing like I'm doing my thing, you know? That's what I'm talking about. That's pretty cool future when I don't have to work so hard. When you are just happy to receive and apply, you know? That's what I'm looking forward to. So yeah, that one day that will happen. And I'll be surrounded only by people who are willing to work on themselves. Because that's what the separation of the timeline is. At the end of 2029, 2/3 are being dumped, left behind. Okay? So I don't have to worry about those people anymore because I've done my best and it's done. It's dusted. It's gone. I don't see them ever again. But the ones who survive must also accept the Lord in the highest capacity they have available to themselves, because I don't know everybody's conditions and all that. So there's still work even after the flood, but it will be slightly different because I will be in charge of medicines, animals, teleporting across the globe, meeting people in a higher capacity. So I'll have more power then. So after I've got 3.5 years, guys, until I have so much power you wouldn't even believe. And it's almost like no time. It's like 1,000 days. In 1,000 days, I'll be beyond you, beyond anybody. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. It's so complex and so hard to explain to you how much power I'm going to be given and how much I can do for you. But at the moment, if I'm doing simple basic things and you're not accepting, in the future, you have no chance for me to visit you. Because I'm not here to kind of like demonstrate superpowers. I'm only here for the chosen ones. That's it. Chosen ones. I'm just having a hard time finding them. And like I said, I'm probably just being tested at the moment. And it's nothing to do with people who live here. So I'm going to continue to operate as normal. Yeah, we changed nothing. I'm going where I need to go, which means at the weekend I'll be in Goring. I'll be in Woodcut, Goring. Yeah, so I'll be seeing the deer, and he'll be calling police again, and I'll be arrested again for the second time, which is fine. I want it gone. I want it done. I want it sorted. I want everything on point. I want everything done. I want it out of the way. I want it, achieved. I want to see it done, dusted, so I can bloody move out of here. I don't like living here. And I'll be going places. It's like I'm not going to have like a stable home. I thought I would, but I'm not. It's just going to be rented, short-term rent. Hopefully nice places, because I don't like grubby anything. But obviously short-term rent is usually so much more expensive that the people who own the place have no excuse to not have it done up nicely, because they want their money, right? And it's harder to find people who want short-term to pay for short-term rent because it's so expensive. So yes, I looked up properties, short-term rent properties around UK, of course, England, and yeah, quite nice. I'm liking it. So I'm talking £5,000 minimum per month. That's super expensive. And up, yeah, so quite expensive. So the Lord will be scooping out the money. I don't have to think about it. I just have to do the jobs He wants doing. So it's gonna get more and more intensive, more and more complex, and we're good. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a higher ability to understand, perceive Him, see His face, because apparently I'll be seeing His face. Wow. I've seen Him from the side. I've not seen Him from the front. I'm talking about the Lord. I've not seen my son from the front. I've seen Him from the side. Yeah, as if He was saying, you're not seeing me properly. You're just seeing me from the side. Yeah, he was wearing the white tunic. Apparently, I made that for him and he grew with it, apparently. Fantastic. So he was wearing the same clothes. He wore one tunic his whole lifetime. Do you understand? Do you understand, Jesus? I don't think you do. You really don't. So he wore one tunic for 33 years of his life. Do you understand what I'm saying? The clothes grew with him, and I made that for him. Wow. So yeah, operating as normal, going when and where I need to go. I need to build up the proof that I'm obedient to the Lord and not to humans who know nothing about nothing. You do not exist. You do not plan my days. You do not give me power. You do not give me knowledge. You do not enlighten me. You have nothing to offer to me. Nothing. Yes, I can say I'm learning by observing you, but the consciousness is coming from the Lord. He's giving me that. Not you. You don't give me anything. You're just there to be studied. And I'm just receiving all the information by observing, of course. This is not a game, it is serious, and I was not created and trained for so long to turn my back on the Lord now. I'm just explaining the fact that wherever I'm gonna go, if I get arrested, don't cry for me, Argentina. It's not a problem because I'll be free the next day and it will make no sense to anybody. But the milestones I was given, and I have to prove that I am sticking with the Lord. Whatever the plan is, might feel crazy, but yeah. African priest read not to climb on the altar. So that was hilarious. He had an announcement at the end of Mass at the end of Mass from the bozos above him that said that no one is allowed to climb on the altar. And that if I am a prophet and wish to share messages, I thought, wow, they're considerate, right? I have to apply for a license from the diocese office. I don't even know if I spelled this correctly. It doesn't matter. So I laughed at this because I was like, folks, you're not listening to a word I'm saying. I said you do not have authority over me and my ministry. 0. Thank you. No, thank you. Okay? You can't license me. Hilarious. Where was I? I am not for sale because I cannot be bought. Isn't that beautiful? The Lord said so. Okay. So I'm telling you now, because this might make sense to you. Might make sense. I don't know. What do you say? I'm not for sale because I cannot be bought by anybody. Okay? There's no price tag on me. Okay? So I'm not coming to anybody to ask for permission for anything. I'm above the whole creation, folks. Above the whole creation. I'm above every single creature in the universe. Above everything. That's my anointing, okay? So a measly human full of demonic possessions and fleas cannot actually give me anything. I've just told you that. You can't offer me anything. You don't own anything. The land you own serving God is mine. Okay? Your office, wherever it is, if it's representing the Lord supposedly, part of the Catholic Church or Orthodox, belongs to me. Okay? I give you license. How about that? Yeah? Because I'm above you. I'm your queen. So yeah, hilarious. But I'm glad they put something on paper just to prove that they're not listening to a word I'm saying. Yeah, It's hilarious. And the priest thought he is smart. He thought he had me there. I thought, my God, you can't even read. You can't even. He had no discernment. Why? Because he said, climb on the altar. I couldn't believe my ears. Why? Why would anybody climb on the altar? I never heard of people climbing on the altar. Right? That's weird. Plain weird. Nobody climbs on the altar. Why would anybody climb on the altar? I don't get it. Where the heck did they get that from? You know? How did they think this applies to me if they say, do not climb on the altar? Well, nobody's climbing on the altar, so the message applies to nobody. There's nobody in the audience, nobody on the planet climbing on the altar. What kind of message is this? I don't get it. Yeah. So I couldn't have been more entertained by what I heard. When did I ever climb on the altar to deliver my messages? Are you nuts? What idiot would write something like that on paper and give to the priest to read after Mass? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's kind of creepy, right? It's demonic possession. People talking nonsense. No one in the audience picked up on wonky message. Okay, because nobody paid attention to it. Except me. And I laughed at it. Because it's stupid. So they just thought that me denying what the priest said was pure evil. And they were signaling that I am cuckoo. Okay. I was laughing at their shenanigans, then mentioned to the priest that the rude woman is not aware that the Lord knows all her actions because he lives inside us and sees all things. So anyone implying I'm cuckoo just because I understood what the message was, that they're stupid, by saying I'm climbing on the altar. Nobody's climbing on any altar. Why would you say that? I don't get it, man. I was like, I don't understand these people. So yeah, she was calling me cuckoo. Okay, cool. Yeah, but I'm the only one who actually picked up the errors in that text. Is it just me analyzing everything? Probably. Right. Well, it is boring actually. I'm the only one doing all the action. He did not reply to what I said to him. I also said that I reminded him that he believes that the Lord is only in the Eucharist. That's what he said to me. I was like, really? Omnipresent, omnipotent, and he's only in the Eucharist, apparently. Wow, never heard of that one. But that was an argument like a month ago. I would like to give more feedback to people's stupidity so that they have something to question. So yes, please bring on more stupidity. I love giving feedback to it. Yeah, I'm just being sarcastic. I mean, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can give you more feedback. But I don't understand you. I mentioned a million times that I do not need anyone's permission to speak on my property. Okay? The Lord has given me his kingdom. It was not my channeling, guys. Somebody else's on YouTube. He was happy to give me his kingdom, and I presented that to you in a previous episode. I own the churches, and I'm sent in person by the Lord to serve there. This is me serving after Mass by giving messages and taking questions, as well as allowing people to film me if they so please, because they did that. More and more people find themselves safe to film me. They think it's giving them powers. That's demonic. Oh my God, I should have written that down. Demonic. They feel empowered by holding a camera pointed at me idolatry, placing a camera above God. Wow. Why? Because they're getting power. They feel empowered by an object. Didn't even think it until now. Yeah, that's idolatry. Wow. Okay. The purpose of them using the camera was not to record me and understand what I'm saying or saving it for later revision, which is what I do all the time. I'm not filming anybody. This is my filming, literally screen recording. But that's not what the dude was doing. I save everyone's messages in my series and read them to you. Like I said, they're all precious to me. You are my mirrors. If you hold any divine knowledge, I'm talking divine knowledge. I don't care about the rest of the garbage. I'm your mirror if you want to ascend to a higher realm and be of higher service to the Lord. The Lord cannot reward useless, lazy bones. He works only with those interested in pleasing Him. Yeah, this is what I'm doing as well. I'm no different. I'm just like you. I have to go through the same process, except that mine is a little bit more intense because I've got work to be done. I've got work to do. I've got to achieve 1 billion milestones, and I cannot stop. I have to get where I need to get on time. I don't like being late. Whiny mixed race cuckoo woman. Why whiny? Because everything she said afterwards, she's like continuously trying to confront me, to prove to me that I'm not adequate for the job. But she doesn't listen to anything I reply. So it's like, well, you're talking to a brick wall, aren't you? Because I'm trying to give you the feedback, give you the truth, but you're not listening to anything. So she'll just like in my face, and that's about it. Obviously, it's all a lie, but I can't fix her because she's not accepting the truth. So yeah, waste of time. That's why I call her whiny, mixed race cuckoo woman, who was told by the Lord to come to me episodes ago, but rejected the Lord's offer for blessing. So the Lord sent her to me to receive His blessing through me, because Him and me are king and queen. And it's like double power to accept something like that, you know? So she's psychic, received the message from the Lord, told her to come to me. She rejected the blessing. Talked to me about bullshit that I didn't care. I wasn't there to listen to somebody else's life story, a friend from who knows where. I don't even know what she was talking about. I was like, what the hell is this? Because what I offered was the Lord's blessing through me. He sent her to me, and she rejected it and talked about nonsense to me. So I was like, oh, this is so disconnected. It's like, it has nothing to do with what I said. And she's always been like that. She's always been disconnected from what I said. Today, every single day, she's almost every day there. So it's like, well, yeah, but you're not listening. You're coming to church for nothing. You've not received any light. She's got all sorts of medallions and things on her neck. Oh, this is Mother Mary. This one. There's a piece of silver. Wow. Fantastic. Well, I'm in front of you. You can't even see me. You can't hear me. You can't interact with me like a normal person. So you clearly don't believe in Mother Mary. You know nothing about me. Right? So what she's always done is reassert her demonic possession to me. So she's constantly just showing me her darkness. So it's like, what am I going to do with this? I can't fix you, girl, because you're not listening to anything I'm saying. Like I said before, accepting the future, fully ascended version of me as your divine mother, but rejecting me now is garbage. I'm one and the same. I'm the same person. I'm gonna die and be resurrected after 3 days. So I'm not changing my body. It's just me. It doesn't matter if you think I'm dressed like an idiot or my hair is too short and looks crap, or my nose is too big, or I don't know, I don't look pretty enough, or who knows what, because people think whatever they think. I don't care what they think, but I'm just saying, if you're looking at the cover of the book, for example, you're not listening to a word I'm saying, you're not accepting any of the truth. That is complete failure. You failed the test. Yeah, so rejecting me now, but accepting this woo-woo image of me from the future, it doesn't mean you're welcome to the new earth. It doesn't mean that. You're disqualified pretty much, because I'm the same person. I'm the same today, and I'm the same in 82 when I'm crowned, okay? It's still me. And the Lord is still expressing through me the whole time for infinity. Because he will never stop doing that, because I'll be in quantum state. So I'll represent him in an even bigger way in the future, right? Because being in a quantum state means I can see everybody at the same time, just like him, right? The Lord is with me now as he is with me in the future. The difference between me now and me later is just light quotient and therefore power. But I'm the same soul in the same lifetime. So good luck to you if you think you will be forgiven for being a poisonous rat to me now. Yes, how could you say that you love Mother Mary if you've just proven to me that you don't? And you don't even understand anything about me. Nothing. The Lord is inside me now, judging you based on your acceptance of me now. So it's all about now. What you can do now to save yourself now. Because you're mirrored now. Okay? So it's now. It's now that you save yourself. Not in 10 years' time or in 50 years' time when I'm crowned. Nobody cares about that. Even I don't care about that. It's the Lord's way of showing humanity that he treasures me above everybody else. And that's why you're supposed to work with me, because I am what he wants everyone to be. That's all. That's what it means. That's what it means. That's what the crowning is for. So you understand that when you achieve this level of obedience, you're given more from him, status and whatever. Being in charge of planets, solar systems. Yes, I've met these people. Pleiadian Queen. Right? And they have talked about themselves. I understand them. And they've lived on Earth as well. They had Earth lifetimes on other timelines, not exactly this Earth, but I understand the process they had to go through to understand where they are now in 7th density. That's Archangel status, you could say, call it status. But I'm a seraphim. I'm the highest seraphim. I'm so far beyond everybody else that the Lord brought me here for 12,000 years to establish the timeline you're alive on today. So I'm not as tiny as you think I am. I'm not casual about anything to do with the Lord. There's nothing casual. It's just like being on point all the time and listen, do what he says. On and on forever. That's what it's about. That's what existence is about. It's not about comfort. It's not about pretty clothes. It's not about makeup. It's not about fancy shoes. It's not about big cars. It's not about any of that. It's got nothing to do with the physical. It's to do with obedience, and doing his will. That's what's rewarding. That's what rewards you. So it's got nothing to do with objects. It's your attitude. That's what he wants. Your heart, your attitude towards him and his will and his desires and everything. Because the more people are getting involved in doing his will, the more peaceful the universe is. So it's affecting everything, not just you. It's affecting the whole ecosystem. It's an ecosystem. The universe is an ecosystem, a cell. Yeah, she called me all sorts of things and showed off her medallion on her neck, thinking that it has more value than my physical presence. What is that? What do we call that, folks? Eh? What do we call it? Idolatry. So somebody showing off the necklace to me. This is Mother Mary. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so put off by everything you're saying, you know? It's like, how is that me? I understand that if it's blessed and all of that, yes, you're with me, but not really, because I'm face to face with you and you're talking shit to me. So it's like you just canceled the blessing of that object. So sad. So she's desperately trying to show me how wrong she is about the whole situation. I'm sick of seeing her dig her own grave. Yeah, because people just don't get it. They don't understand anything. And it's boring. Denying me is denying my son. Don't make the same mistakes as her. It will get you nowhere nice. Nowhere nice. Yeah. Undermining, minimizing, showing me your fake pity, fake humility, and totally fake dedication to the future me that you know nothing about is only making me think that you do not belong than you of. That's how disappointed I am. And she's psychic as well. How's that even possible? So disappointing. I told you I'm separating sheep from goats. That's very important. A new earth is only for those worthy to be in my presence, to learn from me. Because I am the guide of all that is. Every race in the universe is guided by me. And I have all my information from the Lord directly. There is absolutely no room for backstabbers. I am your eternal divine guide of ascension to the highest heaven, from which me and the Lord operate for all eternity. There's no end to this kingdom. No end. I do not end being a queen. And I'm in a quantum state after 2038 or whenever, whatever. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter. He already told me I will get there. So guaranteed, the whole thing. That's why I have no interest in what people tell me, because I know it's their unconscious. I know I can't rely on anything they give me. I recognize truth. I keep the truth. Throw away the rest. I'm very sorry for the souls that don't understand what being the king and queen of the universe means. There's no one more loving, more humble than the Lord and I in this whole universe. There's no one above us. Refusing us is accepting our opposite. Do you understand how much danger you're in every time you reject me? And that is very sad news for you. She kept going on about the fact that the divine does not do things I do. Whoa. Oh my God. That is super demonic. She doesn't know what divine means. The Lord is speaking through me, seeing through me. How is this not divine? I never gave you anything negative or detrimental to your evolution. I gave you only the truth, which is divine, and is the Lord himself. That's what truth is God. I have no interest in anything to do with, I don't know, playing around or whatever. I'm too serious for that, guys. Oh my God, too serious for that. Another argument of hers was that I am married and have kids. I'm actually not married yet, and I divorced quite a while ago. She demanded that I answer if I'm a virgin or not. I'm like, I said I was 2,000 years ago, and that from the Lord's perspective, I am now. Why? Because I did not understand his life plan for me until this year. And once I did, I went to confess 30 years of not understanding my own identity. It does happen, folks. I'm at the top of the crop, top of the pyramid, top of the everything. But I didn't know who I was. I was not born with any knowledge. And that's okay. The Bible speaks about my case as well. That included me being married and having kids. Yeah, I did not understand I'm not supposed to be doing that. No one explained anything to me. I just saw a dream. It was interpreted, but not explained why. Like I had no identity. I wasn't given my identity. And I do like information. So yeah, I had to receive it in a different way 30 years later. I have received absolution, because this is the word the Catholics use. I got it from movies like St. Pio movies. Because otherwise I would have never heard the word. I also divorced in 2019, which is 7 years ago. Far behind me. Which allowed the Lord to work with me one-to-one. Because I separated myself from the world. And he mentioned that. He acknowledged it through others. It was a download. And I thought, okay. Because he sees things better than I do. So he explained things for others, for me to understand that what I went through for 7 years being divorced was actually me being separated from the world. I never saw it like that. He had to give me that information, because obviously it's like a build on consciousness. The Lord has erased everything from my past, so there's no sin, right? And my marriage with Joseph this year is a virgin marriage, just like 2,000 years ago. I have explained this before, but still some have not clicked with it. So I don't even know. I'm pretty sure she has watched my videos because I gave her the YouTube channel. She was the first person who received it. She was impressed with the name of the channel. And I thought, okay, that's a good start. But it ended there. And she just picked on the things that are from my past. And she was shoving that in my face today. Because I thought, okay, we're getting somewhere in some way. But she wasn't accepting any answers I had for anything, So I was like, here we go again. We're not getting anywhere. So just when she's like trying to start a conversation that might seem interesting to me and I can actually justify, she rejects what I say. So it's like, poo. Even the Bible says that my sins will not be held against me. That's in the Bible, folks. The Bible speaks of me all the time because it's written by me. I was all the prophets. And I was all the saints. Catholic saints and whatever. Orthodox. I don't even know if I have like Orthodox incarnations. Maybe I do. Well, I did in this lifetime. Even the Bible states that my sins will not be held against me. All will be wiped clean so I can ascend to my throne. My point was that all of my saintly lifetimes have compensated for my current lifetime, but no one's listening. It's in the Bible. Oh God. In the Bible, it also states that the bride will be given permission to wear white linen, equal. Oh, I want equal. Be considered without sin. Okay, who is this without sin due to her incarnations as saints? It's in the Bible. I am the bride. You've not been any saints. It's not the church. It's not talking about the church. It's me. I'm the bride. It's a spiritual bride, not human bride. So this is the complete joining of the bride and the groom. So that's Mother Mary with Jesus, in the sense that she joins him in the quantum state. As queen of the universe. People, I know who I am, okay? You can't contradict me with anything. It's boring. Listening to your garbage is so boring. It's just like, wow. My brain might explode one day. So this ascension to my throne, yeah, is what I'm doing right now. It's all about obedience to the Lord command, okay? It's simple. It's just, there's nothing complicated there. It's all I have to do. I was not born of saints like 2,000 years ago. I was not taken to a temple to be a virgin maiden. I was never taught the basics of existence. So how could I have ever known who I was any sooner than that when I accepted the Lord's request to divorce? Don't know if I need a comma there. So there's no way, I just couldn't know sooner who I was. So there's no way I could have, and the Lord has forgiven me. So what's the big deal? You're not the one who forgives anything. So how are you part of this equation? You're not. My life has nothing to do with you. My past has nothing to do with you. You can't judge me. I did my best. I just never had information. The end. So I fixed everything. It's all fixed now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be given the kingdom. Why would I be given the kingdom if I'm not worthy of it? And all I have to do is work on you. That's me receiving the kingdom. It's job. It's a job. It's not, there's nothing fancy. It's just work, like a workaholic, you know? That's what I have to do. Work. Everything was planned, and I have achieved many milestones to be here now talking to you. Attention to details, folks. I have given you everything I am and have already. So what I am and what I have is me. So I've given you everything, all the details. I told you I have nothing to hide. I'm not stupid for having given you my identity from before, knowing my life plan. No, it's nothing to do with being stupid. I'm not revealing something I'm hiding. There's nothing to hide. It's all in the Bible. It's already mentioned in the Bible. Everything's there. That is what the black moon under my feet symbolizes. Black moon. Do you not understand that? It's a symbol for sin. Unconsciousness, not knowing I'm the mother of God, but now it's under my feet. What does that mean? It means I defeated the world. It means whatever the world programmed into me, it's no longer there. It's gone. It's under my foot. It's dead. I killed it. That's why I'm being crowned, because I did what I needed to do. I woke up with new information, because before that I didn't have access to it. I didn't know anything. I was just like anybody who's not even Christian, just a lost puppy. So the Bible also says that the Lion of Judah, which is me, the Lord is not the lion, he's the lamb. Oh my God. So the Bible says that the Lion of Judah defeated the world, and now the Lamb can open the scrolls. So if you can't even read the Bible, nobody can read the Bible when it comes to this verse, or whatever, like a bunch of verses there. You guys can't read, okay? I'm the Lion of Judah. I belong to a tribe. I'm a tribe. The people of the Lord. Okay, the ones who ascend to the new earth. I'm the tribe. Everybody I'm pulling with me, everyone who accepts me, accepts the Lord. And that's who is going to be saved and kept on the new earth and trained. Right? But I had to defeat the world. That means to become aware of who I am and accept my role, because it's taken a lot of foundation on top of foundation to actually know who I am. And first thing I found out was that Saint Francis of Assisi was me. So I was like, what? And that linked me with my mom's dream, because I appeared as a monk in her dream, advising her on whether the Mormon church is true or not true. She did not understand the dream. I translated it to her, and she still did not understand the dream. She did not take the action she was supposed to take. Yeah, so I was pretty upset with my mom. But she still has a chance, because apparently she will live 82 years. Again, something to do with 82. I don't even know if she will live 82 years or she will live until 2082, which is actually a very long time. She will be 120 years old. Yeah, that's a very long time. I don't know if she will live that long. But yeah, she thinks the data she was given from the inner earth was that she will live 82 years. That means she will not meet the Lord in this lifetime. And I have to convince her to return to Catholicism, because she's a Catholic. But I wasn't Catholic because she married an Orthodox. And in Romania, if you marry an Orthodox, which is a man, then you embrace the man's religion, which is crap, because the Orthodox do not accept all the Catholic dogma. Of course, not all of it is correct, but it's like pretty close. Like the ascension of Mother Mary. I've not ascended yet. Very disappointing. But people can't interpret these things because they're beyond them. So yeah, being a seraphim is different. I understand everything, and I had to build this knowledge over time, a few years, right? Yeah, and the Lord helped me, because without him I would have never known anything. I would have never known anything. I would have stayed the same and died not knowing anything. So yeah, there would have been no salvation, because without me there's no new earth either. Interesting, right? So I'm the Lion of Judah. I crushed the head of the serpent. I roar across the world. That's my 12-year ministry. I'm the body of Christ without sin, because the Lord expresses through me when he's not in flesh. I am his flesh right now. I am him. Okay, he expresses for me. I get resurrected on the third day, like the Lord in Jerusalem, on exactly the same spot in 2038. How do I know this stuff? Are you going to be there? No. No one's going to be there. The Jews will be there, and they'll be shocked. You cannot touch me until then, and I'm only killed so I can be resurrected. Do you think I mind being killed? No. Because it's giving me my crown. Gosh, guys, you cannot sabotage anything. It's literally impossible. I'm bulletproof. I am on target. Everything's guaranteed. I just have to do what I'm supposed to do. That's it. Simple. It's all easy for me. I think it's just the easiest lifetime from some perspective, because I just have to be on a roll and do. And then, whew, dead, finally. Oh, resurrected. Woo, I can ascend. And then the Lord returns, has new body and all sorts of things. Then we edit the timeline together, going back in time, which is what you know about. And that's the Mother of God you know about after I'm resurrected. That's the version you know. But I've not reached that point yet. That's in 2038. Okay, hopefully that makes sense for you. Even in death, I cannot be defeated, just like my son, Jesus. My experience was planned before the human race was even created. Why? Why? How do I know that? Because I had to be evolved to save the human race. I had to reach that point of readiness. The human race did not exist when I existed, when I was created. Because there are millions of races, and you're the newest one that needed saving. Do you understand how far I've come from? Millions of races saved from me. For me. Because the Lord cannot embody in a race, a fallen race, without me descending from heaven. I have to descend from heaven for him to descend from heaven. Through me. And I received this word when I was a teenager. Through me. I was never able to figure out what that means. Didn't know. What does that mean? What's that? What is that? Through me. What's that? I spent decades wondering what it means. It just means that whenever a race falls, it's resurrected through me, because God cannot embody in flesh except for me. Everything's done for me. I'm the body of Christ. Do you understand? I don't think any of this has any value for anybody because it's so complex. But it's okay. I'm just going to publish it anyway. More of the same came from the older guy who filmed me while wearing his special clown face. He had a smug face on. I don't know what was his problem. He thought his filming was doing me a disservice. I'm not sure if it's spelled correctly, which is not true. He kept going on about people being asked to use discernment around me, but he did not understand that discernment requires a lot of knowledge, which is light, which is truth, which is God-given only. So for discernment, you actually have to accept truth. If I'm giving it to you and you're not accepting it, how are you discerning? That's a tricky one, isn't it? The Holy Spirit can give you that, but if you're not linked, sorry, you haven't got it. You would need more discernment than me and the Lord have together to prove us wrong. This obviously does not exist because the Lord is also the Father God. So, how can you prove me wrong? How can you prove me wrong? You can't. It doesn't exist. I understand discernment because I was trained by the Lord for years to know my identity in him. This is where my discernment comes from. From him. But you have to accept that identity in him. You don't just call yourself that you are able to discern. You can't just say you're discerning. You're not discerning because you know the word discernment. That's not discernment. People don't understand the meaning of discernment. You have to accept your identity in Christ. The bigger it is, the more discernment you have. But if I'm giving you truth and you're rejecting it, that means you're not discerning because you're not accepting truth. They're connected. And unfortunately, it's kind of like a vicious circle. Yeah, it's actually, because I wondered, how do you come out of that? How do you become, because you have to be more worthy, first of all, to even receive information. And then if you're rejecting it, you're back to where you started. It is a vicious circle. It's just more information. The more information you pump in yourself that is actually true, at some point it will link. It'll be like domino effect. And then you've got a picture. Wow, when you can step back and say, oh my gosh, I solved the puzzle. But sometimes it takes quite a while. It took me a while, right? I know because I had to do it. None of you have what I have, which is true. Which is why I'm sad to say that your monkeying around only proves you are not interested in learning the truth, which means I can't help you ascend to the new earth. Because it's the only way. I give you information, you accept it or you don't. And that's it. That's what qualifies you. Like the Lord said to qualify for being a leader, you have to hear him and do his will. That's it. That's how it's done. That's how you come out of the vicious cycle. Because it's demonic, so you have to abandon the demonic to turn around and go the other way. But most people do not come out of that loop. And it's hard to pin them down because their minds will not even focus for 5 seconds to have a conversation like a normal person. All these people I tried to talk today, in this church, there were 3 around me. And they were all talking bullshit. And none of them were listening to anything. They were not interested in knowing the truth. So they're not inquisitive. So what they wanted was to prove that they think they know me, but they don't. Okay, so that was it. That was literally what they were doing. The ascension flood to the new earth implies accepting me, the water goddess. Your water baptism into the Catholic Church is worth nothing if you deny me in person. I am the Catholic water baptism. That's what it means to be born again. You're born again of the Mother of God through the Catholic water baptism, which is me. So it's symbolic. It's all symbology. And I'm the one who helps you understand your sins as well. That's cleansing. That's cleansing with water. It's the same symbology, but seen from a different perspective. It's me. I'm the one who does all this work of helping you see your sins. I'm the one who helps you get cleaned. Okay? The Lord is accepting you back to him when you understand what I have to say. Because I'm speaking from him. So if you're not accepting what I'm saying, you're not accepting him. And then I added, the Lord is the fire baptism. I destroy with water, he destroys with fire. Yeah, I talked about that before. I'm so disappointed for you to have come so far and yet to be nowhere near your soul's salvation. Your soul cannot be saved through denial of truth. Reject the truth that comes through me, and you reject the Lord, because he is the truth. Reject the Lord, and you reject salvation. Everything is linked and on purpose. So you're being tested, guys. And sometimes it's so complex, because all this analysis I'm doing, I wonder if I'm making your head square. Is it too much? Probably. But this is just me. Just me. Revelation 11:3, and I will grant authority to my 2 witnesses. This is in the Bible, guys. It's just 2 of us. The Lord's parents. Mary and, Mary and Joseph. The Lord's parents, yeah? That's the 2 witnesses. And they will prophesy for, and I replaced and put the truth here because I know how long it is. It's not what the translation in the Bible says. 12.6 years, I said. Clothed in sackcloth. That means humility. Miraculous protection. The verses immediately following show they have power to shut the sky. That means no rain. Turn water to blood, strike the earth with plagues, and breathe fire to stop enemies. The fire just means the Lord's word / light. That's why it was translated as fire. I can say fire. Just so you understand, it's just the word. The word. Yeah, that's what fire means. It's the word. Speech. Or there was also the light sword, and there was the blue sapphire sword. And the word, yeah. So they're all the same. They mean the same thing. It's fire. It's the same thing. It's just an analogy. You could even say anointing, because fire is like anointing. Yeah, indestructible until we're meant to die to be resurrected. So everything's pre-planned. Everything's perfect. You can't deny it. That makes you not a Christian. If you're denying the Bible. Not confronted by the old priest. Yeah, it's getting boring with all these priests. This priest was present yesterday in the church with the Never-Ending Organ song, which put me off. He didn't need to do anything to cancel me out yesterday, because the organ canceled me out. But today there was no organ to stop the audience from hearing me. All he did was say, "No, you don't." I can't even remember what he replied to. "No, you don't." He was like a ghost walking around me. So funny. He's like, he was kind of like, it felt like he was trying to be manly and in charge, but he was not stopping to talk to me. He was not addressing me. He was just like walking by saying, "No, you don't." He didn't touch me. He didn't look at me. He didn't say anything face to face. He didn't address anything about me. He didn't contradict me either. He didn't tell people to leave. He didn't do anything. But he said, "No, you don't." And I thought that was hilarious. It's kind of funny, you know, when you're feeling so powerless with me around and you can't stop me. But you have to insert some bullshit, because otherwise you feel like you're a complete coward. So yeah, just saying "no, you don't" kind of made him feel better, I think. Maybe he was plotting something else in his mind, because obviously, like I said, all of these priests have been informed about how dangerous I am. And they have instructions, like you saw earlier in the video, where they read from a little card that says, "Do not climb on the altar." Do not climb on the altar. Ask for permission that we're never going to give you, because you're nobody. Right? So there's no way I'm going to go for anybody. I'm not being processed like cattle. Yeah. But he had to say something. It's the English way, you know. They just want to kind of like slither about and give you their like little tooth, you know, give you like a little bite. So it seems this is the only phrase coward Englishmen have for me. Yeah, I'll accept it. It was hilarious. I had a nice talk until the whole church was evacuated, slowly but surely. I received a thank you from some ladies. I think it was just one of them saying it, that looked Hispanic. I didn't even expect that one. I didn't expect it at all. They got up and said thank you. They looked me in the eye as well. I was like, wow. These people are different. And I said, "You're welcome." I talked to them about the Lord being inside each of us, so they should talk to him about anything. No prayers, people. He does not do repetitive crap. He likes personal relationships, like just anything. Talk about anything. Talk about how you have a hole in your shoe. It doesn't matter. I've had those. So yeah, just talk about anything. It doesn't matter, because he's just your dad. He's your father. So why would you not want to talk to him? And it's not like repetitive prayers that he listens to. He listens to your heart. So it's gotta be personal, guys. Personalize your conversation with him. I also mentioned that the Lord can reply to them in different ways, including with butterflies sitting on them, which are a symbol for transformation. perhaps they clicked with that. Maybe they recently experienced it, so they allowed the message to get through to them that way. I don't know. I don't know why they said thank you. And they looked me in the eye and they were like super far away from me. So there was no way I was mistaken. I heard it and they looked at me. I was like, wow, impressive. And they were women, not men. Here we go again. It's the women that do the right thing, not the men. But I think the reaction was also backed by the fact that the priest did not attack me. Maybe. Yeah. So they probably felt empowered to express themselves because the priest didn't do anything about me. So yeah, I'm showing you how important the priest's role is as well. Because the more they hassle and kick about and scream, the more they will cause the same problem in the people that look up to them. That's clear, right? It's not a joke. It's actually real. It's like because they're used to seeing these people, they trust them more than they trust me. It doesn't matter what I say. I could be dressed like a queen. I don't think they will care about me. Maybe if I will dress like this, it might change things. I don't know. The Lord will dress me at some point because at the moment I have 55p. I've not spent it. Actually, no, I spent money. I used my card today. I used it for an apple called Royal Gala. And I did my best to pick the biggest one because the prices are the same, but some of them are half the size. I wanted a real apple, okay? And I got one. So perhaps they click with that. I don't know. So yeah, I think I should add here the fact that the priest reaction does make an impact on how the members react to me. Yes, I don't mind giving you this, even if this is going to horrible priests and higher ups. I am aware. I'm just warning you. So you think for yourself. Think for yourself. Listen to the actual message before you pass a judgment. Just like the police. Guys, police has done great teaching you how to behave. Question things. Ask questions. They ask stupid questions, that's fine. Because I addressed the same stupid question repeatedly. But that was kind of ingraining in them as well, the fact that I'm not changing the story at any given point. It's all the same. I don't know if it helped. Well, obviously they let me go, but I'm just saying, take some of that attitude for yourself. Use your brains, for God's sake. So there's advice for you right here. Use your own brains. I'm serious, actually. The creepy loud lady that shoved her phone in my mouth a couple of weeks ago was in the audience. She's so obnoxious. She's like covering everybody with her voice. You don't need to do that. Just enjoy the mass. I never know what to say, so I'm just listening to everybody's blah, 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 blah. They're on autopilot. I know God, but they know the autopilot shit, you know. You don't need to say any of that. You don't need to spend an hour in the church doing that. Just to have a wafer. I don't know. Things will change, I'm pretty sure. Because the Lord wants action. He wants action. He wants to be represented physically. Just standing in the church for an hour to get one wafer doesn't do much in terms of actions. There's no action there. It's just you being a robot repeating stuff. I understand the spiritual side. Yeah, that's fine. The problem is, I think in the future we're going to change the way we're doing things because I want you practically to be there for others. More than you spend time in a church just to get away from. Do you understand what I mean? Because how many times do you go about and help others with things thinking that the God within them will accept you for doing what you've done? Yes, guys, it's a practical thing. So living in heaven on earth is all to do with proving yourselves physically. Not so much a pious face and bending over and all of that. It's about what you do for others. Not what you do for yourself so much. Because we could still have somebody who's never had the Eucharist, but if they behaved so well in their lifetimes, and they will be ready to accept more truth directly from me after they ascend to the new earth and be convinced that they have recognized the truth and I recognize them as true and have a backbone, that person can be saved just like that, just by being present in a conversation that lasts, 10 seconds. People can save themselves so easily just by being genuine. Never mind the wafer. Yes, have it. Yes, because it's genetics. You're just being upgraded genetically. But if you're denying other people around you, the genetic upgrade does not take place because you're denying God. And God is in everybody. So the God within, you have to accept the God within everybody and show equal measure in how you treat everybody. So it's not so much about religion, it's about what you do for others physically. Action, action, divine action. She has stepped back from her super bully role because last time she just shoved her phone in my face. I was like, oh my God. And I actually said, get out of my face into the phone. So the person at the other end probably thought, ooh, she's a bit too much. But this was so rude. I mean, why would anybody be? She was like really aggressive and rude. So yeah, but this time she stayed back. Her bully role was kind of erased. Not sure what these people were told to back off so nicely, because I felt like I had a bit of freedom in that church. Again, like I said, if the priest runs with the tail between their legs, that's a lot better reaction than what I've had before that. And obviously the creepy priest, deer the deer, yeah, he's definitely off. Yeah, so whatever they were told or whatever happened there, I don't know, because she backed off. I wish I could copy paste that everywhere so that people do back off and kind of sit and relax and just listen, because I'm not giving you any shit. If you could just sit, listen, and ask questions, because it's like a school. Yeah, the church is a school. And some people even argue the fact that we've just listened to the mass, we've done our job now. It's like, well, yeah, but I'm representing a higher message here. I actually am speaking from the Lord's perspective. I'm just trying to give you something different, something more genuine and not just like repetitive stuff, to kind of make you ponder a bit and step back and realize that you've got the Lord inside of you. He's beating your heart every single second of the day. So what else can you do to connect to him? Why are you not psychic? Why are you not seeing him? Why are you not visited by him? Why is he not taking you to other planets by the hand? Because he can. He's done it already. He's taken people back into their home planets by the hand. They just flew across the universe. Nothing exists, I'm telling you. It's all in the mind. So yeah, it's a download. The Lord can download stuff into your mind and you would be like, wow, this is cool. You know, it's kind of like watching one of those chill out videos with futuristic animation. Yeah, he can do that. He can take you places in higher realms. You can see them and enjoy a moment or two there. Depends on your resonance. Yeah, so I was leaving because the church got emptied on purpose. They were switching off lights and all that so they can kick everybody out and me with them. She kept repeating, lady, lady, lady. I thought that was so rude. It's like, what's the point in saying lady, lady? If you want to talk to me, carry on with the message, not lady, lady. So I ignored her because I knew she was rude. She was rude to me before, and I didn't think that was genuine, just saying lady, lady so many times to me, without actually having a message or something important to say. So I know. I'm also not lady, I'm Mother Mary. So you could call me Miriam, or I don't even know what to call me. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just you don't need to repeatedly say lady, lady, lady when you previously bullied me. So yeah, it just made no sense. She was trying to get my attention as I was leaving, but I'm not sure what kind of attention is that. Like, why would she even say that? No idea, because it never ended up in any direction. I ignored her because I knew she didn't mean it, so she was disingenuous. So she was right next to me. She didn't have to call me 10,000 times. She could have touched my shoulder to get my attention, or to make it like a next step, you know, to kind of like imply that she means it. She's not just lady, 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 you know, like that's just awkward. So yeah, I said I do that sometimes. If I need to get somebody's attention, I will just touch their shoulders. One shoulder, not both, because that's a bit creepy. She added that I'm dismayed, or I'm not sure what word she used, because I'm constantly being rejected. She's kind of like throwing some more garbage at me. Something along those lines. I said to the Spanish ladies, because I was heading in that direction and they were looking at me, I said that she has seen me so many times and she still doesn't know my name. Oh man. Yeah, what's with the lady? I don't know. Yes, I still tell people who I am. Perhaps it is best that I do not stop, because it is my truth, my signature, my essence. Hopefully they will link some dots. I don't know. I gave people the name of my YouTube channel. I should do that every single time someone films me or people sit in the audience for a more extended period of time, like 5-10 minutes, which is what I had today, which was pretty good. I just kept talking. Sometimes I'm surprising myself. Some brat interpreted my doings as looking for attention. So the man that filmed me today, so I didn't find that funny. Well, yes, the Lord wants me in people's attention for the right reasons, which have already been mentioned a million times, and not just through my channel, but through other people's also. Yes, but he was implying it in a negative way. But he was implying that I am desperate for people's measly attention. Negative. Can't spell. I'm so tired again. It's like 9:30. Like a negative connotation. As if I am an attention seeker. Like example, women wearing minis, that kind of attention, you know, like negative attention. Yeah, I didn't like that. He was a clown. I did say that's how I described him. Clown face. Interpreted my doings as looking for attention. Negative. Like I'm desperate. Out of desperation. Yeah, they were just implying so many creepy things. I never even think of stuff like that. I'm like, guys, you have no idea how difficult this feels to me when I'm trying to portray the truth, but you have no interest in it. And I'm like, what am I doing here? You know, how am I going to reach these people? I don't think I have to do anything different. But I'm just, yeah, it's like, I want to see some breakthrough. Yeah, that's what I want. Essence of things. I like it when the Lord throws essence of things at me. They're always so perfect and spot on. Like when he said the other day, who are you walking with? Yeah. So I'm talking about essence of things because life revolves around them. And if you're not paying attention to that, you're missing out. I never thought of that before. Life revolves around the essence of things, which is the Lord, obviously. So you have to always pay attention to the little things to not miss anything important. I probably said it differently now, but do not miss a thing from the Lord. Finally, stupid doctors, in quotes. Obviously, they're not real doctors. Pretend. It's what people call doctors, but I don't call them doctors. I call them... okay, yeah. I can't spell witch. Is that it? Witch. Is that it? No idea. Stupid witch doctors. Witch doctors. I got an SMS today that said I have an appointment booked on the 26th of August. They also want to disturb me with requests for me to cancel. I thought this sentence was off. To cancel the appointment if I can't attend. Like, wow, I didn't book it. I didn't request the appointment. Do not work with black magic practitioners. I don't need to respond by canceling or rescheduling anything because it was not me who booked it in the first place. Problem solved, message deleted. Why do people keep implying I owe them something when I don't? I owe you nothing. You don't exist. Why are you making appointments from me? Are you crazy? Yet they're implying that they expect my obedience. What is that about? It's like everybody wants me to obey them. Everybody, everywhere I looked, everybody wants me to obey them. Everyone around me expects me to obey them. Why? I'm not interested in you at all. Why would you even... Why? What's the connection? You have no connection to me. Okay? That's my message. Again, I'm not for sale because I cannot be bought. Mother love, that's me, has never been for sale, just like the Eucharist, Father love, that's Jesus, has never been for sale. Diet picture. I thought I would add this just in case you guys want to see this again. Because I didn't do any photography, but I can repeat something I already have. Alkaline water only. Drink plenty of it, tons of it. If you could do 10 liters a day, that would be fantastic because that will cleanse your body and reestablish good pH in your blood. Okay, so alkaline water is from underground. Oh yeah, I walked past Yeah, because today there was like a road blockage. Interesting. And no, that was yesterday. It doesn't matter. So I had to walk. I left my car and I couldn't even remember where I left it because I'm not familiar with the place. So I just had to keep walking. It felt like it was a never-ending walk returning to the car. I kept looking for my car. It's like, where is it? I was on the right road, but I couldn't tell because the walk back it felt much longer, like 10 times longer for some reason. It's so funny. So on the way, I had to walk, and I went past some workers that were they opened a hole in the ground. So they took the grill out, whatever it was, like covering like a lid off. And I stopped to ask them what it is. So what's down there? I said, and they said the water pipes. I think, I'm not sure what they said. Something like that. It was the water. And I said, oh right, cool. So how deep is it? Is it like meters down or? They said no, just half a meter below. Wow. You can tell that's not real water because when they do drilling, when they dig for water, they go meters down to get to it. And that's why it costs about 10 grand to get your own alkaline water. But that's a long-term investment. So that's the reason why I mentioned this, because I didn't expect the pipes to be so close to the surface. But the pipes give you acid water. So it's tailored to where you live. So if they want you more demonically possessed, they make the water more acidic. But it's for people who don't know that the water is poisoned, right? The real water that you actually have to drill for is alkaline. The water you get in your pipes, the tap water, is an acid, and it's on purpose made an acid. It's got a lot of crap in it, and it's not natural water. It's poisoned water. It's just a poison. The one in my area has 6.2 pH. I tested it about a year and a half ago. That's an acid. Anything below 7 is an acid. So you drinking acid water from the tap is almost the same as drinking coffee or alcohol because it's drying. It's an acid. Do not drink tap water unless you know for sure it's alkaline and it's not poisoned with anything else. That's why on the new earth, these pipes will never be used. Whatever you think you've got today, it's actually demonic. So they will never be used on the new earth. New earth will be completely different system and lifestyle, completely different. Right, moving on. Number 2, good cholesterol. You get it from butter, cream, yogurt, soft cheese, hard cheese, full fat. The more fat, the better, because that's where the good cholesterol is. And that extends your life. Okay? Extends your life. So anyone who's scared or does not tolerate lactose, for example, it's possible. It just means that you've gone so far beyond health that you're having trouble digesting stuff. Right. What happens is you can use goat or sheep cheese instead because the cells are smaller, so the cheese is easier to digest. If you don't like cheese but you like yogurt, you can have yogurt, doesn't matter. As long as it's got good cholesterol, which means it comes from an animal, because you're not going to get human milk, right? So whatever animal, whatever mammal you want to have the milk from, or the dairy, whatever it is, just have it. Processed food, don't touch. Sugar, don't touch. Coffee, don't touch. Fresh fruit and veg all the time, every day. This is what you're supposed to be eating. This, not this. Egg, superfood. You can grow an entire animal from an egg. Yeah. So eggs, very healthy. If you don't like eggs, that's fine. I've just remembered the Egyptian guy I met yesterday didn't like eggs at all. He repeatedly said no eggs. So I was like, and then I said, how about fish? And he was like, yes. Oh, that's good. Salmon. Yeah. So it's like, it was fun because he was relaxed. So I enjoy company of relaxed people that are also willing to talk about themselves and are, because I can tell when people are hiding things, and British people have a lot of things they're hiding. So they're not relaxed. But the Egyptian guy has traveled the world, has worked in different places, has good habits. He was okay to remove bad habits. So he was open minded. He was free spirited, I said. So yeah, he loves salmon. I love salmon. He said he can't digest red meat. And I thought, yeah, that does happen if you drink coffee. And he was drinking coffee. So, and he said he doesn't like, because it's hard to digest this kind of meat. It takes longer for it to travel inside the gut. And he said he doesn't like that, the travel. But then again, it's caused by coffee or dehydration of any sort, because some people don't drink anything forever, like my mom used to be. And that's bad, just as bad as drinking coffee, because the body can't regenerate and your pipes end up dry. So you definitely don't want that. Fatty fruit, avocado, I love it. I have no money. I can't wait to eat properly again. It's like all of this stuff, this cool stuff here. Yeah, I want it. My fridge is empty. I'm just waiting to pass the 4th test. Well, 2nd test is coming at the weekend, I guess. I wish I could rush things a bit more. I'm so bored. No allopathic medicines of any kind. 0, none. There will be none of this on the new earth, which is why the Lord will want me to develop some. But I expect they'll be liquid. They won't be solids. To probably reestablish pH in your body. You will need that for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Diseases, yeah, because I'll be walking like a bomb about to explode. So anybody who rejects me, 2 witnesses in the end times, will be punished with diseases. Did you pay attention? This is serious, guys. Shut the sky, turn the water to blood, strike the earth with plagues. It's not a joke. So if you're getting in my way or being rude or not even that, I don't even know what's going to happen. What will cause this kind of rejection from the Lord? Because it's the Lord doing it, not me. But it will look as if we brought the plague. No, it's the Lord doing everything. Yeah, it's just because of whoever observed this revelation would see what happens behind us, as we walk by. But it's the Lord that has the keys to everything, to your life. He's the one bringing the plagues through my presence. The 2 witnesses in the end times, okay? So because some people will be punished with plagues, they will need to reverse, they will need, the Lord will want me to develop things that reverses the plagues for them once they have been punished enough or something. This is how I'm interpreting it, because I can't see why else would there be plagues around if it's me walking around with the plagues. So it's like the Lord will be punishing people, and then I have to undo the punishment because they've had enough. I think that's what it is. So yeah, there'll be no allopathic medicine, which is why I have to have a lab. My youngest, she was about 8 or 9, so that's like 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. she was telling me the future about my lab. She saw my lab. She said there were like giant mushrooms in there as well, in jars with water, apparently. I don't know if it's true water. Might be salt water or might be oil. I don't know. But that's what she thought it was. And she said there was microscopes. And she was kind of like looking around. I can't even remember. Because at that moment I realized, yes, I'll be making medicines. That makes sense. And it was off limits, that area, actually. So it's kind of like a secret underground lab, kind of like a Dexter's laboratory. So what else did she give me? I'm trying to remember what else she said. There were samples of things. And there were, oh yeah, the microscope had a tablet that you can that was linked to the microscope, so you can see things a bit better. Like you can zoom in the picture and stuff through the tablet. And I've actually seen that technology. £60,000. The base design, the most basic design for that. And it's two types of microscopes built into one, with that super cool feature of being able to take the tablet with you and have the image on it to zoom in and stuff. Yeah, I love it. It's really expensive though. It's £60,000 just for two microscopes, joint built in sort of thing. So yeah, I don't even remember what it's called, but if I look it up, I'm gonna find it for sure. So yeah, it doesn't matter. I do have a microscope in the house, but it arrived broken, so I never got the chance to use it. And it's been proven to me that that's not even a priority right now. So yeah, doesn't matter. Oh, I did watch lots of shows. There's a really cool channel on YouTube. I forgot what it's called. About microscopic creatures. So they would film and talk about what they found, where they found it, and any cool features about this, that, and the other. Of course, everybody loves the moss bears. Is that what it's called? Moss bears? I think so. Cute. They literally look like animals. But anyway. Yeah, I think that's what they're called. Don't know. Yeah, so I watched shows about that. I watched a lot of types of shows. I watched what else was it? Chiropractors. I watched chiropractors put people's bits and bobs back together. I only enjoyed the best the chiropractors that did not waste time. I don't like the waffle. I just hate that. They just got on. Never mind the soapy story. Just fix them. You've got 5 minutes. Get on with it. I pop my own everything. So if I come out of alignment, because the muscles will tense up, and if they don't let go on time, they will pull bones and things in the wrong directions. You might have the alignment, like the spine in the wrong direction, all sorts of things like that. So I'm always careful to realign myself, and I do that every day. So yeah, it's just built-in habit. Because I was a swimmer, so I was I don't know. I always had this knowledge of, and that's so interesting. I've always realigned myself, not just psychologically, but physically and spiritually as well. But the spiritual one was a bit more complex, so that's why it took so much longer. But physically, yeah, I've always realigned my hips, my spine, not so much, but at the bottom, yeah, hips, Neck. Yeah, the neck. I do massage underneath the clavicle at the moment on the left side because I was swimming with palm pads on and that caused some sort of damage. But yeah, interesting. Anyway, homemade vegetable juice. This is really good. Apparently, some people consider it too concentrated. Yeah, it's fine. If you find it too acidic, you can dilute it with alkaline water and drink it. I used to do a whole cup, which is a liter for my juicer, of course. Don't expect juices to last forever. They do break because of carrots usually. It's just carrots or celery. Even celery is too much sometimes. But yeah, if you cut the carrots lengthwise, that will help the machine last longer. Carrots juice tastes quite nice. It's quite sweet, which is good when you combine it with other things that are a little bit too much. Like celery can be a bit too much, or I don't even know because there was something else that was a bit too strong for me actually. I can't remember. Yeah, but it's just vegetables. You juice them. And it's very healthy. I did 2-3 years of juicing every day. So that was expensive. I said £500 a month. I can't remember how much it was. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's in the past for me. Yep, this is a very good investment if you can afford it. If not, just do cucumber smoothies. So again, alkaline water with cucumber in a blender. Cucumber smoothie, right here. Somebody said do not mix fruit and vegetables when you do smoothies or juices. It's interesting. I don't know if it's true. The idea was that you can get bloated from it. It's like it's like a reaction between fruit and veg or something like that. So yeah, that's why. Apparently, don't know. Machine gun, I use it. If you get stiff muscles, just use the machine gun a lot. Hot baths, I recommend it. Sauna every day. How much? 30 minutes sauna, 25 minutes to 30 minutes. That kickstarts everything that needs to be kickstarted. And I can't even tell you what it is because I forgot what it is. I think it's T cells, T fighter cells. That's the most important. I think that's the one that I am most interested in because that fights anything that shouldn't be in the body. So it's to do with body's resistance to bacteria, infections, anything like that. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, sauna. Yeah, very important. Nobody does sauna, man. And nutritionists that are serious about reversing aging and stuff like that, or maintaining themselves at 30 years old, do half an hour of real sauna every day. Every day. I want that. I've never been able to do it. I still want it. I'm glad I remembered. So probably in our journeys around the world, we'll be able to access sauna everywhere we go. I don't know. That'll be nice. Bone broth, very good for you. Again, it's kind of nice because you don't have to digest the meat. You just have to have the fats, animal fats, which is again good cholesterol. So anything to do with fat from animals, it's actually good cholesterol and it heals you in every way. Just everywhere there needs a patch up, you can just have this, or the dairy, or anything to do with animal fats, because it's energy and it's just good. It's cholesterol. I don't know what else. Oh, this is like preservatives. Stay away from them. They're very toxic, and they do add up over time. It's just like coffee. Coffee takes 72 hours to get processed by the body. Just one little coffee. And what people do in the UK, they drink giant mugs a few times a day, up to 5 times a day. They're so sick because they never flush out this acid. It's an acid, it destroys the blood. like nothing else, like alcohol. So yeah, stay away from anything with caffeine, including Coke and Pepsi and all that bullshit. That's how my ex destroyed himself. It's taken me years to figure out what was wrong with him. He never recovered. Because he was a screen addict, a workaholic, and he pumped Pepsi in himself. So yeah, and then sugar came. He was not the alcoholic type, but he was workaholic type, and caffeine from whatever. And now my kids have been influenced by him. He bought a coffee machine. How dumb. It's like, I've never had a coffee machine. I don't drink coffee at all. And then my kids went last week. Yeah, they went to London. And my eldest took a picture of her coffee. And she's only 15. So I can't wait to take them back and be done. I think this is it. I hope the diet pictures helping you in some way. Like I said, if you cannot digest heavy things like red meats and stuff, I don't know if you can digest burger patty. You could have like a mixture, because it still has lots of good animal fat in it, and it's healthy for you. So if the burger is actual real burger, not full of garbage in it, I'm just meaning real burger with full fat and all that. So that's a good burger. Eggs, very good. Salmon, I love it. Yeah, anything that has fat is very good for you. So not just dairy full fat, but also fatty fish and fatty fruit, and egg is fatty as well, and broth is fatty. So anything to do with animal fat, just accept it, take it, have it, because it's your body that needs to recover from bad diet, pretty much. Bad diet, or being too stressed, or being too worked too much, because the human body can only take so much, and then you kind of go down on a spiral. But the correct diet will always bring you back. And do not eat too much of anything. You don't need to stuff your face. If you have body fat on yourself, you can do a water fast for about a week and then drop it and do another week another time, and so on, just to kind of bring your liver and your pancreas. The pancreas works with acid and alkaline, so it's a pH regulator, so you need your pancreas to function properly. Don't know, it says 5 to 10 liters of alkaline water a day. I'm not joking, it's actually real. You actually need to drink that much. And I know, because I've done it, and I felt completely different when I did that. I still have alkaline water bottles all over the place in the house. I don't know. I hope this is helpful for you. Try and apply whatever you can. And get ready for the new Earth. So November 2029 is the flood. I said November because that's about when my sister perceived it. And it's my birthday in November as well, so that's kind of cool. So the flood at the end of 2029, only a third of humanity will be taken to the new Earth. I'm not joking. You have to be connected to me and the Lord somehow to actually, your deeds connected to the Lord, definitely. So depending on that, you can literally save yourself. If you're a good person, just being good, even if you don't know anything else, that can be qualifying you to be on the new Earth. Followed by 7 years of famine. Why? Because the infrastructure will not work anymore. You will not have electricity, you'll not have water, you'll not have food, you'll not have deliveries, you'll not have petrol, you'll not have anything. Nothing. Everything will start over from scratch, which is why I said Get yourselves your own water supply, alkaline. That costs money. If you think you want to have like a small community around you and you guys understand each other and you want to put money together, yes, do it. And make it so that you all have access to what you need all the time. You're not arguing with anybody. You're not going to fight over a property or a piece of land or anything. So do think about this stuff. It's more affordable if there's like a few houses put money together and do it together. Electricity generator, anything from 7 to 20, 30 grand. Depends what it is and how big you want it. Because you do need to use it for the whole house. So I don't know. Depends how big the house is as well. So I'm giving you details on what you should be ready for off-grid living before the end of 2029 so that you do not go through the 7 years of famine and turn into a bone with no brain. Okay. The 2 witnesses proclaiming the gospel, I called it, but obviously it started already from this year. I am one of the 2 witnesses. I'm the mother of God. Whatever questions you have, you can just send to my email. I gave you my email, didn't I? There you go. If you have questions, I mean, there's plenty of information on the internet that you can access. I go on YouTube for all my research because I can fast forward and I can 2 times the speed of video. That's how I usually watch. And just I don't know, access all the information you can possibly think of. Ask the Lord for extra guidance. Yeah, He will always guide you. You just have to listen. You have to be interested, because if you're not interested, that's when He's ignoring you. And even then, if He knows your future, that you will return to Him, He will help you, even in the past. So yeah, it's all dependent on you in the quantum state as well as you now in the linear state. So yeah, the Lord is much more complex in His thinking than I am. So He will know you exactly and how to help you exactly and when to help you exactly. So he's like perfect. You can't even imagine how perfect He is. Yeah, just let Him help you with whatever, anything. 2038, same time as World War III. It will kickstart right after we get resurrected on third day. So, the World War III will take place because the reptiles are angry with me being so potent and invincible. I don't know how you can protect yourselves. Just be at the bottom of a mountain or even higher up. If you can go up the mountain and build there, nobody will touch you ever. Like Heidi the movie. Heidi, if you never heard of it, Heidi. Yeah, watch that. Live like her, up in the mountains with the goats and goat cheese. Yum yum yum. Goat cheese is quite different from cheddar and everything else you can ever taste. It's interesting. I like it. I like the goat cheese, but it's quite strong. It's got a very strong taste. 2049, the Lord is born. I'll be 66 around 2049, something like that. And that was a revelation I received from somebody on YouTube. And it kind of adds up with everything, actually. In 82, the Lord appears in Jerusalem, and that's when I'm crowned queen of everything. Universe, humans, angels, whatever. Yeah, so that's the timeline. That's all I know. That's literally all I know. And I had to work on it because some of it was from me in the future, coming back to the past as a Marian apparition. And that's when I found out the 7 years of famine. Yeah, that's from a Marian apparition. It's not made up. It came from me from the future. The flood I knew from Pleiadians as well as Andromedans. They were channeled and it was accurate, so that was cool. The two witnesses are in the Bible, and I didn't even know that was me. Didn't know until this year. I don't even know when I found out. But as soon as I found out, I started sharing it because it's programming for myself as well. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. Yeah, and then I found out I have to die in 38. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, okay, I'll do it. We're gonna be removed from Earth after we're resurrected, so goodbye, people. I will not be part of World War III after all the work I've done. So yeah, I won't be here. I will be aware of everything, but I will not be involved in the human experience anymore because I'll be busy with the Lord going back in time to edit this timeline. And that'll take about 33 years, by which time we'll be ready to appear in Jerusalem, and then the Lord will present me to the world because the world doesn't understand who I am to this day. They don't understand anything. And they don't know who the bride is. I'm the bride. And it's not human bride, it's spiritual bride. So yeah, it's quite interesting. It's an interesting evolution of things, and I'll stop here. I'm so tired. I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Hope you found it useful. I don't know.